So once again, I wanted to go over some little insights. Once again, Jim Sullivan disappeared in New Mexico, Arizona. New Mexico, Arizona. What the fuck? Not Santa Cruz. Shit. Anyways. Oh, man. Anyways. There was a song he had on the album. Oh, man, here we go. Swear to God, this phone's pissing me off. Song on his album here that's called Jerome. Also, by the way, I found out that this album here is not by the Lights in the Attic, but Century City Records. And they claim that no one would touch this album and do it, I believe. And the person, Sullivan, no relation to Jim Sullivan, but later on in the years, like in the 1990s or something, or the late mid-2000s, this Sullivan guy brought up the record and republished it under the Light in the Attic Records. But all of a sudden I was going through this stuff again and listening to that song Jerome again, because I thought it was about a guy, but then I get to saying, no, it can't be about a guy. It's got to be something else. So, I looked up on, Google Maps, Jerome, maybe a town, right? Jerome, New Mexico. When I looked in Jerome, New Mexico, these friggin' names came up of people. But I kept searching Jerome, and of course, all of a sudden, Jerome, Arizona came up. Which, don't get me wrong. Oh, and another thing on this album I like to say is that not that it really matters, but the God damn me, the songs were labeled different on each album. Meaning if they did an album in order with the songs, somehow the new album that was put out by the Sullivan guy, the songs were different from this album in order. And, jerk. Phone's pissing me off. Album remix, minor in some songs and major in other. In my opinion, the biggest travesty of Jerome fading in and fading out early. So there was some stuff that was mysteriously going on with this record. And I listened to that again, and actually I gotta go back and listen to songs. I was listening for the lyrics in it. And it says Jerome, and I was listening it when I first got to it, but I wasn't paying it. I was trying to pay attention to the lyrics, but they were going through my head. They weren't coming in right. So anyways, there's a town called Jerome. It's on a hill near a hole, it says. And what caught my ear on that and everything was the hole. But I'll be back on this. We gotta take a commercial break. Boy, and that was a long commercial break. Talk about I got caught up last night, couldn't finish the video. And it's actually 6:38 in the morning. Got another great vacation coming to enjoy a whole 2 weeks. Ripping my hair out of my head. Oh man, I don't even want to think about it. Anyways, I was talking about Jerome and the black hole. Oh, not a black hole, but town Jerome. And Jim Sullivan song. In the black hole he speaks of on a hill. So I looked up Jerome's history. A great recipe here for, what is this? To make crepes. I'm gonna make crepes. I miss them goddamn things. There's a commercial. Now, here we are, crepe recipe. As you can see up here, basic crepe recipe. You need 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 eggs, have a half a cup of milk, have a cup of water, have a cup of teaspoon of salt. I don't know what the hell you put salt in them damn things for, because I made crepes at a restaurant. I used to make the big, huge buckets. So I don't know little recipes, but I never put damn salt in it. And 2 tablespoons of butter melted. Add ingredients list. There's a commercial. Yes! Finally, I got a commercial to share with you. Or you can just drink Moxie and enjoy it. 'Cause I love Moxie. But anyways, what I did find about all this in Jerome in the Hole. Tucson, Phoenix, Arizona. Arizona was once a hot spot for, well, still is one of the most famous places for, damn it, UFO sightings, especially down in here. They speak of Route 51 in the 50-something, which was right here. But now it's Route 10, they changed it. Something happened in that area too. And then I believe this is Jerome up here. I think. But I know, oh yeah, there it is. Jerome. Jerome's up there with the red marker, of course. So I don't need to circle that, dummy. But as you can see, oh, another thing I wanted to show, yeah, this whole route right here, this is Route 40. That is the route that Jim Sullivan took after leaving his family in California to pursue his record deal or tryout in Memphis, Tennessee. And that route literally leads into also, you know, where he came up missing in New Mexico, Santa Rosa. It eventually runs in from Arizona, but as you can see, all these spots, boom, boom. There was another, and also the famous 1975 abduction that gave the idea for the movie Fire in the Sky, with all the tree logger guys out there cutting down them trees for that guy's little business. If nobody's seen that movie, check it out. Because I guess the guy, he wrote a book about it, and he's still talking about it to this day, but he gave details on what them aliens did to him. Okay, and I don't know if it, yeah, I think it might have been an escape he got out of there somehow. But I know, yeah, when they got him up there, they clogged that, some like petroleum jelly in his mouth, and laid him out on a table. But you gotta see that movie. And I rightfully do believe that guy got abducted, man. You don't come out with details like that unless, you know, you've watched too many space movies, as they claim. But even that, man, I don't know, man. He even took lie detector tests and they all friggin' passed. Alright? And if that don't tell you something, then they always claim when you do them lie detectors, like on, Maury Povich or Steve Wilkos, the police detective comes out all the time. Hey, they know their stuff. I ain't gonna sit there and argue with a cop. But when they say it's 99% always right, and these guys took one, and they came back past, there's no way in hell there's anybody gonna tell me that was a fake story, but that happened too in Arizona. Now, if you look closely at Jerome, you damn phone. What the fuck? Hey. Wow. Now my phone really messing up. And I don't want to stop this to, Jesus Christ. Usually when I shut it off, this lock screen comes up. That ain't even happening. Damn. Oh, there it is. I tell you, this phone's pissing me off. Really pissing me off. But, if you go on Google Maps and get close to Jerome, you see a lot of, I got some more stuff. Oh, I want to say something right here. When I did my video for Maura Murray, I told you there was a Red Cross on Route 91. Lo and behold, it popped up again. It disappeared, and now it's back. And there's a friggin' Red Cross all the way up here that wasn't showing. Very interesting stuff on that I got coming up. I don't know how that did that. That to me was friggin' kind of what the fuck moment. But yeah, you go on Google Maps and you get down close to Jerome and stuff. It's like valleys and mountain ways. So when he says up on a hill, but also when I looked up the history to see if there's any ever UFOs in there, that didn't come up. But don't despair, because just because nothing in the books had ever got, marked. Well, how about this? Of Jim Sullivan. And like I said before I shut off last night on the video, the big thing that caught my attention was the hole. Up on a hill, by a hole, something like that. You gotta listen to the song. It's Jerome. If anybody wants to check that. That whole album, man. Well, I gotta be back again. I gotta bring my kids off to school, but break again. Well, I'll be a goddamn summer, so be, baby, blah, be, blee, be. Like I said before, and as I was saying, talking about the hole in Jerome up on the hill. Like I said, I thought this guy was singing about another guy. Where's Jerome? Like, say, so he got missing or something, but turned out to be a city or town in Arizona. And as I was saying, this turned out to be a nice mining company as I looked up the history. Now, like I said, just because there was no UFO sightings in this town doesn't mean something did not happen. Especially when you got holes in the ground that I say are tunnel and travel ways for whatever lives beneath us. And getting into that, this is a historical park, I guess. that the miners once used. But it leads me to wonder, back in them days when the gold mine, broke and everybody was, in the gold rush, as they call it. Of course, who wouldn't want to find a bunch of gold in a gold mine? But we got to remember, they digged in the ground and they digged deep. Because I'm sure they were friggin' goddamn, they wanted to find and build on that. So I mean, to make billions, millions, whatever the case would have been back in them days. But like I say, a lot of these mines ended up abandoned. Say so-called claim that they stopped because the mining got too dangerous. They didn't find no more gold. Well, guess what? How about they stopped because they might have found something, heard something that was unnatural to them. And now that these holes exist, and yeah, they do it eventually, don't get me wrong, eventually cave in. Yeah, I can imagine stuff getting, of course, dangerous. But that leads me to, I forgot to do this video, but there was a beach, and I'll if I can remember, because my mind's getting lousy these days, because a lot of stuff going on. But whatever, there was a beach, and there were people on it, and there was a friggin' loud explosion. Of course, I read the article, they said unexplained explosion. Now, it wasn't no terrorists there dropping, bags with pressure cookers in it. It was just a mysterious explosion. And that being said, whether it be the earth shifting beneath us or something flying out from the tunnel out into the sea. That's what I think. In the ocean, the depths, of course, is only what? 5, I don't know what they said, some crazy thing like 5 or 10% has only been recorded. The other depths of the sea, you have, just like that movie with Harris. I don't know if it's not Steve Harris, that's Iron Maiden. But the guy who played in Creepshow, his last name is Harris. And he played in that movie Abyss. And they were trying to find out what was lower beneath the sea. Very sad movie, if anybody wants to check it out. But when these movies are made back in, any movie, they're made based on true stuff. Sometimes people say, I don't believe that garbage, but, fiction movies are built on real people or real things that are happening. And I think they only put it as fiction is because they don't want to get in trouble exposing stuff. But whatever on that, we're not here to expose stuff. Well, are we? But anyways, and as you can see this grid, I don't know what this is, but when I pushed up Jerome in the Google Maps, this is what immediately, Jerome, just the town. And when I got on it finally, finding a town Jerome in Arizona, at first I'm like, God damn it, why ain't it in New Mexico? There's no Jerome in New Mexico, but as I mapped it out, not too far off from things. And like I say, it's not too far off from things that Arizona has been, hit with extraterrestrial activities. Just because it ain't in the books, people, doesn't mean that nothing happened there. So all in all, looking at this, And this comes up, and this is one of them 360 things you can spin around. But there's the hills, and where's the hole? So when Jim Sullivan sings about meets a man, and, in the UFO song, in a town, it happened the year before. I'm about to wonder if he did some traveling out to the desert. Because if anybody don't know, Jim Morrison used to do a lot of writing in the desert. Go get kicked up on peyote in the desert. Because he, just like me, believes that Native American spirits dwell around him. He said one came into his body. So, that being said, in the experiences that I've been having, which no matter where I go, even yesterday I was driving, my son was in the back, oh, there's your bird. Everybody's sick about listening to my birds, but they said once these birds, and you see them close up and they let you see them, they're going to be in your life, someone told me in a comment, for the rest of your life. And man, I tell you, I took a trip this year because we like to take the kids and do things. All the way down on the highway, I see nothing but hawks, ravens, crows. I seen them all the way down. And all the way back, no matter where I drive throughout that trip, one or two or three or a bunch of them came up out of nowhere throughout each state. So, that being said, also with that, finding out about this, a lot of that New Mexico, Utah, all around the surrounding areas of Arizona, even Arizona probably, Native Americans. And wherever you find a Native American dwelling, which is pretty much all through the United States, I can't even say it no more. Was there Native Americans here? No, there were there. They swamped, because they loved the swamped the whole United States. It was filled with them. And where you find them, you find UFOs, or you find them, though, what I'm getting at, you find more of UFO sightings and Bigfoot sightings due to the fact that, something sacred's there, and maybe because they heard rumbling beneath them, which, traveling underneath, sometimes I think that's probably why they thought the gods and spirits of their past went up on the mountaintop, because that was their place to go to do their powwows, to bear off their smoke rings to other tribes and war and stuff. Always high mountain out in the west, them guys traveled right along through the valleys, through the mountain sides and all forth. So pieces of the puzzle, man, that I've been pretty much for the past 3-4 years have been coming together. But this Jim Sullivan, I was about to wonder if he went to Jerome, because, there are people saying he got abducted by UFOs. But what I was saying about the music piece, Jim Morrison went out there and used to do his thing. I'm about to wonder if he tried that before he was going to go to Nashville. Get out there. Jim Morrison did this. And he probably got the idea because in '69, though, Jim Morrison was still alive. And, of course, Jim Sullivan, man, with the stuff and watching interviews with him or whatnot, and, taking in what he was doing. Which leads me to say, why didn't Jim Morrison get abducted? But, you know what? If there's rightly something out there that would try to abduct him, I don't think they would. You want to know why? Because that man had the car called the Blue Lady. And anybody, one person said, that stepped into that car, which they... You go to tell me you're signing your death wish, or you're signing a heart, your death wish. Does anybody at any forgiven time with Jim Morrison could have had a heart attack? The man was wild. Just like a wild horse from the Native Americans. Wild, just like the Native Americans themselves. Because, hey, they learned and raised in the wild. People call them savages, but they're not savages. They were damn good people back in the day. Just don't piss them off, because the wild kicks in. Yes, they learn from the wild. And Jim, he'd be blowing out in that desert with that car, man. I'm for damn sure if there was anything out there that would abduct, I'm pretty sure there is. Didn't go near this man watching him fly around in that Mustang going, "Wah! Donuts, speeding, craziness." But I wonder why. And he went into the desert, mind you, which one day I would love to get out there my own damn self, where the missing Kenny Veach went missing, and that other guy, I forget his damn name, but they were two serious remote hikers in that area. They could, I gotta give them credit, they could do a lot in that desert in that heat, but disappeared. And Jim rightfully was in that same desert as them two men when he used to do his peyote and songwriting and all that and driving through with the car. I mean, even in the damn movie The Doors, they went out there to do and, crunch back together. And to me, people claim that Led Zeppelin, greatest rock and roll band of all time. How about not? Led Zeppelin, to me, is an egotistical band that needs to be removed from that category. Not the greatest. To me, the Doors are the greatest because they changed the way of rock and roll from, baby, we could get much better. No, how about, baby, we can get much higher? How about not change them lyrics like everybody did in the past and change the way of music? They changed it. If anything, the lyrics of the world of the Doors were even more remote and legendary than anything of Led Zeppelin, especially when Led Zeppelin stole music. And now, I read not too long ago, and I gotta go over this for someone commenting on my video, that Led Zeppelin ain't getting sued no more. I think it was for Stairway to Heaven, which was rightfully from another band, The Melody. And now they can't get sued no more. Maybe because it's too old, probably. But I want to go over that in the video because, you know what? Sick. Anyways, Jim Sullivan. And as you can see, I want to say this is probably one of the mining holes. As you can see the chains and the hooks. You can drop down beneath the depths of the earth. And I'm telling you, I think that man found and saw something. And when he was on his journey to Tennessee, whatever he saw, I think saw him and caught up with him the next year. And there you go. Excuse me. But what would possess a man to travel? You know, he was getting tired, got pulled over, was made to go rent the room, get off the roads, and then rent the room, leave the key, leave his stuff, and just walk away. What would make someone do that? What would make someone just get up and walk? And that's another thing. Damn it, I forgot all about it. There is a, shoot. Bear with me. Forgot where that went. Whoop, right here. They said that his car from 26 miles, and I tried to do it the best I could, but Days Inns and Suites, there's a motel there right over here near the 40 mark. Or is it over here? Oh no, it's on the flat road. Yeah, sorry, over here by the Suites. Days in the word Suites. That's where damn it. See the Suites? La Mesa Motel right there. Whoop. That's where Jim Sullivan was last seen. Right where Suites is, that's where the motel was. They had claimed, and this is what I had to get on this video, I forgot all about it. But they had claimed Jim Sullivan was 26 miles away. His car was found parked at a farm. Or no, a ranch. Sorry, out there they don't got farms, they got ranches. So when I studied the map, I went right of the phone, further east. There was nothing out there. There was one house, but it didn't look like a ranch. So everything to the right of the map, if you go on Route 40, a lot of dead zone, no houses. So I had to go back. And when I scrolled in, of course, this came up. Creek Ranch, Guest and Working Ranch. So I can most honestly say, with my findings, that that could most rightfully be 26 miles. Now, I don't know how to do mileage on a map, because to me this is too damn small. But I don't know, I could say that could be at least 26 miles. Say so. Because, yeah, I looked all around and there was no other ranches unless that ranch had been bought and taken off the map. But I could say that could be about right. Unless, like I say, the ranch disappeared. And that whole video I was just talking about the other day, about that hole in the guy's yard that he measured to be 80,000 feet. That, of course, perfect example. Government caught wind. Government paid him to get out. Government now hid it. It don't exist. You wouldn't find it on the maps. Now they're saying if the guy ever exists at all. But that's bullshit. Because if a man comes out with a story like that, and people been doing things in the hole too, and just want to, not look at the dark secret of it, and the guy's animal comes back to life, and there's something in there, and the sheep comes up cooked inside out, eyes in the sheep, and this leads to this. Up on a hill near old Jerome. And like I said, you go to the right, or the left of the map, 40, run right into Jerome. So what did this man see is what the question is. And where did he go? And I think, there is a lot of mountain ridge around here. But as you can see, there's also a lake, and it looks like a creek. And what comes out of rivers and lakes. Covered that too already. I don't have to repeat myself on that. Could have most definitely, what I think happened, stopped at the motel He was weaving with his car. I bet you because he saw something in the sky. I mean, regardless or not, he could have been tired. But I guarantee he's seen something. Something was following him. And when he got pulled over, he didn't want to. Back in them days, if you spoke of UFOs or stuff like that, sometimes people look at you like you're freaking crazy. Just like the Fire in the Sky movie, 1975. That guy was looked at like he was crazy. You guys said that's why they had him take their lie detector test. So rightfully, I bet you Jim, man, didn't want to talk about his past year thing. But put it in music. Just to, something to cryptic stuff. Or he just didn't want people, he wanted to figure this out and maybe break through and, maybe become famous that way. So that's another theory. He could have wanted to be this, and he wanted to have that fame and publicity, and whatever was following him, I think he followed it, and it got him. So that night, down that weary road, in his weariness, that the cop said that he was all over the road, I'm going to leave it at this. The man saw something, got pulled over, went to the motel, did what they said. Look at this. Moving by itself. Ghost touch, I guess. But that's my thought and theory on his. He caught something in the sky. He went looking for it. And it got him. And unlike, I don't know, I can't, I think Fire in the Sky, that guy somehow escaped. Alright? Or something. Because in the movie, he said he was in a friggin' chamber of people that were put to sleep. Either I don't know if they were dead or they just put to sleep so they can study him. Most rightfully, Jim could be up there if you think about it. If that's how they do things in the friggin' up there in space. But then again, it looked like caves. And that's another thing. Fire in the Sky looked like the cave walls with holes in them. Right, they stuck the people in there. So that could explain why he saw. But there was no gravity, I guess, in there. But you never know what's beneath us. You never know what they got. Remember, aliens and stuff are more advanced than us. That's why they don't get caught too much. But anyways, that's my thoughts and theories on Mr. Jim Sullivan. If you haven't checked out the album yet, UFO, you should. You need to. I tell you, it is bizarre. It is strange. It is cryptic. But it is good. And I enjoy the music, man. Especially one song. Now, let's see if I can do this while my phone's screwing up. Now, I forget the name of it. Johnny. Johnny is the name. I love the melody of that music. That song is probably my favorite one. And it speaks of Johnny flying too high in the sky. So that right there could be some cryptic message. Johnny, come down, you're flying too high in the sky. And that, oh man, but that music and that melody, man, it mesmerizes me. It pulls you in. I just love it. So check out that album. And my thoughts and theories on Jim and what happened to him, well, I got that out. Other than that, be safe, take care, and always beware. And my new saying, what lives beneath us? It's not what is down there. It's who is down there. And I believe there's something down there, period. Don't believe? Can't help you with that.